kindergarten, back for day 3 of journal writing. So I want to show you, I went ahead and wrote another sentence. I hope you're able to write another sentence. I wrote, the bear lives here. And here means the forest, because we were talking about what's in the forest. So here's my bear climbing a tree, and because I wanted to see a fox, I just drew his little foxtail like he's going into his den, and a pond, and kind of what a forest could look like. So I hope you're drew your forest and made it kind of match up with your sentences on. So your picture had to do with what we were writing sentences about. And then I'm gonna switch out journal pages and we'll review our sight words before we get started again. Let me put this up here. Okay. Sight words. First of all, let's go over this one. D, read, spell, read. So read it. Does, spell it. D-O-E-S, and read it. Does. Does he have a dog? Does she like popcorn? Does. All right, let's go over the yellow list and the green list. So obviously my cards are a little different, but that's okay. All right, so just read them when you see them. Said, this, here, me, they, of, have, what, want, for, who, play. Oh, this one's trickier. Uh-oh. Come. Where? Help. Look. To. Good. Has. Does. Okay. Alrighty. For our journal writing, I have this book that we're going to look at, Animal Homes. So I thought we could write some sentences after we look at some different places that animals can live. So this looks familiar. I'm sure we've learned that birds build nests and they lay eggs in their nest, and then their babies hatch and grow until they can fly out of the nest. So a bird home could be a nest. And this is what I wanted to find. Spiders, different kinds of spiders build different kinds of webs. Like there are things like a funnel web or an orb web, a sheet web. So different types of spiders, as you can see, their webs are different. This spider is more on an orb web, whereas this one looks like it could kind of be like almost a funnel web. And some spiders live in the ground. So there's different places that spiders can live. Some spiders make nests in hollow spaces under rocks. Okay. And there's some different types of bird homes. And, an ant colony. So when we're walking along and we see a little ant hill, we only see the outside, the part where the ants go in and out. But underneath the ground, they have all these tunnels. And they have all different places, like for laying eggs. And the ants are just always working. Oh, I guess this is a termite hill. It says the queen termite. So the queen termite is in there. But this says that most ants and termites live in huge groups called colonies. That's why there's always a ton of ants around. Whenever you see ants, there's usually more than one ant. There's usually a lot of ants. And polar bear. Polar bears, as you can see, it looks like, here, I'll read it. Polar bears live in the snowy Arctic. When they're tired, they dig a shallow pit in the snow and sleep in it. So that's what he did. There's a polar bear in there. He or she. Okay. Oh, and beavers. Beavers. So beavers build. Here. Beavers are smart builders. They construct dams across streams in order to make ponds. Then they build homes called lodges in the middle of these ponds. So as you can see, this is the outside. Like this is what we would see if we walked up to a pond and saw a beaver dam or their lodge. But they swim up under here, so there's not really a lot, like there's not a big hole in the top, so predators have a harder time getting in. Look, they built it so because beavers can go outside of water and in water, they swim under and up into their lodge. Wow, that really keeps them safe. So let's go ahead and start our journal writing about animal homes. My first sentence, I'm going to talk about birds. I thought about it, and I know that whatever I think I can write on this paper. And I realized I need to write my name again. So name, Miss Snow. Date, 5. It is the 6th day of May, so it's May 6th, 2020. Here we go. I'm going to start writing my sentence. I'm going to say, we can look for birds in a nest. Ooh, the sentences are getting a little long. Uppercase W to start off my sentence. We can look for birds in I gotta go back to the left, a nest. That could be a bird home. We can look for birds in a nest. My next sentence is about spiders. I want to think about it, and I'm going to write, you can see spiders in webs. So uppercase Y to start off the U, to start off with U in my sentence. spiders in, back over here, webs. Ooh. And my last sentence, I didn't see it in the Animal Home book, but I know that I've been around ponds before and I've seen frogs. So I thought about it, even though it wasn't in the book. I thought, other animal homes I know about are frogs. So I'm gonna write, frogs are in the pond. My last line, uppercase F, frogs. Frogs are in the pond. All right. So now I filled up all my sentences. So if you can write along with what I've written, or you could come up and you can think about other animal homes that you know about, or a different animal that we saw in here, like a beaver. You could write, beavers build lodges, or foxes live in dens. We learned about that in this book. All right, so then go ahead and draw your picture. I'm gonna draw probably a tree with a bird nest and some birds and a little pond down here. I'm gonna try my best and I'll show you on tomorrow's video, and I'll see you tomorrow. Well, you'll see me tomorrow. Okay, bye.